Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Vuyile, and in this video I'm going to be speaking about my experience with Crossroads International. So for those of you guys who don't know, I recently got a job with Crossroads. By recently I mean like in December. So Crossroads is like an international development organization that's based out of Canada. What they focus on is women's rights, women's equality, and they have very specific countries that they work in. They are very much based within Africa, so in French-speaking countries and in English-speaking countries. So what makes them different from other non-profits or international development organizations, unlike UN and all that stuff, is that what they do is that in their countries that they want to work in and that they see particular issues in, what they do is that they find partner organizations or organizations that already exist within those countries that are doing work that is helping with ending hunger, is helping with gender equality, is helping with women economic empowerment, is helping with these various issues. Then they find people within Canada and then send those people to work with those organizations. So it's not like they necessarily have a hub here in Eswatini where it's like, oh, that's the Crossroads office. There isn't really an office here, but they just find organizations that are already doing great work and then partner with them. So Crossroads works as a bridge between these developing countries and the funding that they need. So Crossroads will then get the funding from the Canadian government and then give it to the partner organizations or get the volunteers and send them to these partner organizations. So when you do apply, for example, with myself, I applied with Crossroads. So the partner organization will tell Crossroads, okay, we need somebody who's skilled in this, who can do this for us. So Crossroads does a hiring process, does the screening, does, all the stuff. And is the one who determines, okay, yes, we'll hire you, but then they send you to this other organization that you work with here. So what I specialize in is more in marketing, communications, and advocacy. So that, by God's grace, is exactly what I went to school for. So it's things, what I've been doing is really things that I'm qualified for. Things like, creating graphics and graphic design and social media management and video creation and websites, editing and photography and a whole lot of different things I actually know how to do, which has been really great because it's literally been in my field. I work with one other person. We have the same role or position. She's currently in school. She's currently based in Toronto. So she is more skilled in the international development aspect and I am more skilled in the technical media communications aspect of things, which makes it work really well because in my program I didn't necessarily learn about international development. So because in my program they really taught us how to be more broad and gave us skills that could apply to any field really, which was media communications at Humber. They gave us skills that can really work in any industry. So it was great because I do have the skills in what I'm doing, but not necessarily in the particular industry. So it's been nice working with somebody who's more skilled in the industry and knows about various things regarding to advocacy, because the advocacy part of my mandate or of my job posting is really advocating for what my organization is doing. So I work with SWIFT, which is Swaziland Fair Trade, where they work with business owners within the country who are currently creating really beautiful creations, but their creations are fair trade, are made in a way that is sustainable to the environment, sustainable to the community. Those businesses will then connect with SWIFT, and then SWIFT will provide them various resources, various trainings, various connections, which makes it easier for their business to then grow and develop. It's only been about a month and a bit that I've been working with Crossroads. It's been a really pleasant experience. I definitely don't regret it. Their hiring process starts in September, so that's really the best time to look for job postings for the new year if you want to start your mandate from January to December. They have different lengths of mandates: 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, even 24 months, longer ones, shorter ones, depending on what you want. So if you're interested, you would just have to constantly be looking at their websites and checking regularly. I was checking often. They put the job postings around September, so I applied in September. They really get back to you in December, so that's when I had all the interviews. I had an interview with one person, an interview with the people at Crossroads, an interview with the person who's going to manage me when I'm here, go through the references, normal job posting, and then after that, when they've hired you, they give you this long list of things you need to do, which if you guys saw my last week in Canada video, a lot of those things that were in that video were pertaining to what I needed to do for my job. So getting vaccines and a lot of medical stuff, a lot of things with the government, sending them a lot of files, my PR card, my passports, my IDs, my health cards, having to do a medical exam. There's a lot of things I had to do. It was really a short time, maybe like 2 weeks that I had to do that, and it was during Christmas time, so a lot of things were closed. It's really stressful because of the nature of COVID and how a lot of things happen there. There has been a lot of leeway regarding when you actually depart and go to the country that you are hired to go to. A lot of people actually are doing it remotely, so they're still in Canada but doing whatever work if they're able to from Canada and working for the organizations here. Or if you're able to, you go to the actual country and you start working there. And then we had about 2 weeks worth of trainings on Crossroads, on handling different kind of people at a workplace, about gender equality, about sexual violence and sexual assault, and how to report that and how to avoid that. Just a general, training on a lot of those things with other people who are being hired at the same time and who are going to different places in the world for their mandates. So it's been really nice in the training part to meet different people who are going to Tanzania, who are going to Togo, who are going to I forgot what other countries. So, and then after the trainings, then you start working with the partner organizations. I get emails from the person who runs the organization I work with here, which is Swift. I get emails from Julie, and then just says, oh, hey, can you do this? And then I work on it. Or, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you come in and train this person on this thing? Can you start this up? And then just work on creating stuff. It's really been great. I wish I could actually go somewhere physically, but because it's COVID, everything is still closed off here, especially offices and working, so it has been very remote. So yeah, so that's really a summary of Crossroads. It's a really great organization, and I really recommend as many people to look into it. It's not as well known as like the UN or Save the Children or the Red Cross, but it also does really, really great work, but specifically in the area of gender equality, in the area of women's economic empowerment, in the area of feminism, things that are very focused on women. If there's anybody who's interested in international development, it's really important to know what are issues that for you are very close to your heart, because we live in a world that's full of issues, and there's a whole lot of things you could really address and talk about, but it's really good to find what is something you're passionate about, and it's okay if you're passionate about different things. I did my internship with World Vision because of children, and I'm passionate about that, but now I'm doing it with Crossroads, which is really about women and female empowerment and equality and all that stuff, and that's also what I'm passionate about. So we do get paid. It's not like a salary, it's more an allowance, and it is a good allowance. It covers my cost of living and my various expenses and helps me pay off my student debts. It's a good allowance, just so you guys know. If you guys have more questions about that, about the whole experience and whatever stuff you guys may be curious about, let me know. Write it in the comments or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.
It's awkward if you're staring at me. You don't want to go inside? Okay.